Hello, my name is Abe and welcome back to Monster Train. Last run was pretty fun. We managed to succeed, finally. You may have not seen all of the runs in which I, died on Fight 2, but I did. Let's see what happens here. We have Standard Melting, Standard Awoken. Okay, this seems incredibly weird. Talos Pushback Armor. This is the worst Talos to be fighting. We get Fell. 2 Hallowed Drippings. Applies Burnout 5. It used to be Burnout 3. Sharpen. Memento Mori. I have no idea how to build a Melting Awoken deck. Let's see what we can do here. The Melting Champion. I think he's been changed at some point. Let me take a look at him real quick. So the Melting Champion, Burnout 3, we can easily make that Burnout, plus 5 with those Burnout cards. And his maximum stats are 145, 145. Big units that don't have anything else, they just have big numbers, aren't really that good in Divinity because of the fact that the enemy units just do so much damage. I mean, the enemy units can do, 50, 70 damage in one turn? So he's only gonna live for a few turns. We really need effects on units. Quick, multi-strike, all that good stuff. Harvest, slow growth, but is growth. And if you have ways of killing enemies, killing floors, he can scale pretty nicely. Resolve, reform 2 units, and apply more damage on the reformed units. So they have changed this guy. He used to just reform 1, reform 2, reform 3, but I like it. You get more damage. Bring back like a Animus of Will. All of a sudden, that multi-strike is doing even more. Okay, let's take a look at the artifact first. At the start of each turn, each front friendly unit gains +5. I actually really like this just for like a little bit of heal / sustain. But Split Anvil is also really interesting because if you play something like Memento Mori or Sharpen, other spells are free. So I think we'll actually go a Split Anvil. Just so we have some way of making energy last longer. And now unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, we only have these 2 options. I would prefer the Reformation to bring back, dregs, because right now the dregs literally will not come back. That being said, Sharpen on the big ol' champion is kind of nice. Sharpen on the accumulator though, if we get kills, all of a sudden this guy is getting incredibly strong just on his own. I kind of like that. Maybe we don't need a tank in this deck. Maybe the accumulator with Sharpen is good enough. And then all we do is try to build as good of floors as possible behind him. I'm gonna go for the Rector Flicker Harvest. I don't know if this is, known as a high quality choice or not, but I feel like with the Harvest trigger on spikes, we're gonna be insanely happy. I mean, we can start it up right now if we want. We might prefer still to start up on the top floor though, just to buy us time to like get dregs, get them killed, buff even more. Maybe get to Memento Mori doing some damage. We could also just start here, I guess, on the middle floor, but are we okay starting at the top or on the bottom? I don't know. This guy is gonna make it up, I think. I don't think I can kill him. Well, I might be able to kill him with like dregs. Screw it, let's start at the bottom. We're not getting a kill because you don't attack! Well, I mean, I'll still put like a train steward down. But I understand now completely. And Memento Mori is doing no damage, which is unfortunate, and we're not getting the collector. Okay, so I think we've like already kind of immediately made a mistake. That being said, we're gonna scale here a little bit, and you might as well just toss out like 1 regen. Not getting the gold sucks, but we have no targeted spells. Like there's not really much that we can do to stop that. You're making it up, and there's literally nothing I can do about it. So our Pyre is gonna take some damage. I think you just accept that you are not well suited for this combat. And you're dead. I mean, once we started getting kills, we were starting to scale. I just forgot that the healer doesn't attack, so we didn't get any bonuses on that first turn. Extinguish stealth. I mean, if you take this, you can win just because nothing is going to be attacking you, and I think that's pretty good. Although Dripfall is also nice. Descend and daze. You could descend a unit to die on a floor with your Rector Flicker. You can descend and daze an enemy unit that's attacking you. To be fair, we probably do not want Rector Flicker with Molten Encasement because we want enemies to be attacking us. However, there's another Molten Encasement Tomb unit. Let me look to see what it is. It's the one that has the drafts, which is really good because if you get that one, you can actually get multiple harvest triggers on the same floor, and then you can also just put down the Remnant Host again, and again, and again, and you're just getting insane numbers of harvest triggers out of these drafts that get spawned. They have Burnout 1, they die immediately. So I kind of like it, and it's stealth, and stealth is insanely powerful. So I think we will take one Molten Encasement in case we can use it. And I think we just take another Sharpen. It's a weird play, but we want Sharpens as soon as possible to get the Harvester as built up as quickly as possible. And then also we have Sap Seraph, which is not going to counter the spikes. So we have bad units. Let's not beat around the bush. We have very bad units. We like cheap units that die, though. Would we like to get an Awoken unit or a Remnant unit? You know, a Harvest killed Remnant unit could be kind of fun. Let's check out the units. Multi-Strike, also phenomenal. Yeah, because I am thinking like Wickless Tycoon, we can get a lot of gold out of this. Summon, apply Burnout to friendly units. Revenge, apply Burnout 1 to friendly Burnout units. Interesting, these are different. But yeah, like I think Tycoon is totally okay. We can get a lot of gold from this, hopefully. I don't think we want to make him Multi-Strike, which is a bit of a shame because it means that we're not doing anything with Multi-Strike. Like, we're not gonna put Multi-Strike in a Wickless Tycoon. I mean, you know what? Technically we could, and then we could buff the crap out of him and meld him or something. We have the money, like, there's no reason we couldn't. Plus spell power, plus 10 magic power and piercing. That on a Memento Mori is pretty cool. I actually think that's good enough, because now it's playable if nothing has died. And it has piercing. So for 10 pack shards, I'll take it. And then for everything else, dude, I know this is weird, but like, I think I'm gonna put Multi-Strike on the Baron. Well, he's not a Baron, he's the other guy, but like, I want a unit, and I want a unit that does damage, and he is a unit and he does damage, so I think I'll just take that. And then giving the Molten Encasement Burnout's really nice because now it will always die when we play it. And it'll act as a great tank. So when we want stealth, we can play this like in the back line and it'll die immediately. I like it. I actually like this a lot. It's a very cheap upgrade, but we can afford cheap upgrades right now. And then we'll ignore the Divine Temple again and we'll leave. Enemy units doing more damage does suck a little bit, but it shouldn't be that bad. No spikes is a little unfortunate early, but when we get spikes, these guys will die as they move up. So I will play the Rector, I will play the Wickless Tycoon, I will play the Drag. And we will try our best to kill them as they move up. We are gonna get the Sinner's Burdens, which are really not that bad. This is another fight where we just cannot get the gold, huh? I mean, I don't know what we're supposed to do about that. Nothing, really. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do about that, which means that we are gonna probably take some pyre damage, unfortunately. Well, no, I mean, we can play Memento Mori. It only does damage to the front enemy unit. It's still worth playing, though. Although we can't play the train steward, it's still worth playing, though. Hopefully we kill the boss on the bottom floor. Finally, we got Sharpen. He's not quite dying. Dude, I think we're gonna lose the Pyre immediately. He's gonna go down to 7 HP. We lost the Pyre immediately. Wow. I mean, we probably shouldn't have done this, but I really thought we would get some of those Sharpens earlier. All we needed was to just, you know, kill the units on the champion as they made it up. We got pretty bad draw on that. Oh my goodness. I had Memento Mori wrong. It was the wrong spell. Memento Mori is the one that only does a front enemy unit. There's another one that hits all enemy units. Anyways, let's do the same run. Let's see what happens. Take 2. I'm willing to take to it. Kill, Descend Daze, Consume Regen, Sap Seraph, Talos Fell. 2 units get plus 30 in burnout. Before each battle, set the Pyre health. If this reduces Pyre health, gain for each health lost. It's not that good. I think we'll just take Tomb units. We have no Tomb units, but that's okay. And we have no, easy way of generating Rector Flicker's damage. So we'll just take the Resolve Reform now. Friendly units get plus 5, stings are better. Daze when they enter the floor below the Pyre room. I mean, honestly, we could build on the top floor now in the last Divinity fight. You know, maybe I could just like play that seed again, because I'm highly annoyed by the fact that we that we died to like 2 units making it up. That's highly unfortunate. I mean, this is also highly unfortunate. How the hell are we gonna kill these guys? I mean, I guess we'll just play our units and then heal you up a little bit. Really, what I'm noticing is this combination, any clan combination that has like no way of or of dealing physical damage to a card. Let me rephrase. I'm getting a little flustered here. Any clan that cannot do targeted damage is highly annoying because it means you can't actually do anything. Taking 84 damage. Well, I think we just accept that we're gonna die. Well, you know, hold on. Maybe it's not that bad. We actually only took 13 damage there. That's not horrible. That's not horrible. It's pretty bad. We were able to keep that guy alive with some regen. We get a draft. I mean, I love the draft. I'm gonna take a draft and hope for the best. And I love a Glimmer because magic power is really nice to kill waves of enemies. Although buffing the draft would be nice, but we can buff the draft just by letting it die. So I will take a Glimmer. We have targeted damage. We can kill the gold goblins as they move up. And I will try to like get a remnant unit and buff that draft. I mean, if we can give him like another stack of multi-strike, that'd be great. Or a large stone, that's good too. Wickless Baron, Lady of the House. Plus 15, plus 30, and burnout 3. Harvest plus 2/2. Dude, what if we just make one big large stone draft and then duplicate them later? Because plus 15, plus 30 is really good. So I'm gonna take a Lady of the House. And I'm gonna... Large stone is really awkward though. But I'm gonna do it anyways. And screw it, I'm gonna look at the Divine Horde too. Friendly units get +5, consumes have a chance to discard, deal 2 damage to enemy units when they move between floors. Give me Jack Strips, it helps so much early for all these units that have 1 HP. Enemy units have armor 10. I don't think it matters because I don't really have spells that do direct damage. I have a Glimmer, you know? And what I was trying to say, now that I'm a little bit less flustered. Any clan combination that has no direct damage spells is extremely difficult and extremely awkward to work with. That seems to be my general thoughts. So, daze that guy for 1 turn. He'll die, he's not gonna die before he hits the pyre, unfortunately, now that I think about it. I guess we can, oh my lord. We can descend and daze you again. You're taking damage as you move between floors. Make sure that you die so I get your gold. Finally have a crushing demise, although honestly killing you does not seem that bad. Although you're gonna kill anything anyways just because you do a lot of damage. So, 5, 10, 19, I can kill you. We'll kill something on this floor. Dreg, Train Steward, Train Steward. Now I'm just like, can I keep the pyre alive? Also, there's my draft. Nice to see you on a turn when I actually can't play you. Well, I can play him, you're just not coming back ever again. You're gonna do 50 damage and then die. Maybe not the best. So instead, let's put out a Lady of the House. Could also put out a Dreg to tank a hit. Doing 210. Still 210. Still 210. I mean, there's a limited amount of stuff that we can do on this turn, and we're gonna take 18 damage on the pyre. So we have 9 HP. Nothing is coming back to life to save us, unfortunately, because our Rector Flicker died before we could even get the draft out. At least we are killing you, luckily. Okay, took 18 damage, not really that good. Apply damage and burnout 2. Burnout 1. Summon 2 drafts. I like this for the harvest, but we don't have anything that really harvest triggers right now. Trigger extinguish without killing it. I mean, that's very good if you can build a unit. Remnant Host, if we have another tomb unit, we can build like a super tomb unit, but just give me the Wicklash. Because now we can actually like keep our draft alive, I guess. Okay, Bounty Stalker, sure. You know me, I kind of hate the Bounty Stalker because now I think to myself, we're only gonna win because of the Bounty Stalker, even if we don't win. +15, +15, +1, Rejuvenate, Cultivate, Animus of Speed, Quick. To meld the Quick into another unit's nice. For example, the Bounty Stalker. But we could also put Quick on you just by going to the shop, because there was Quick in the shop. But I actually still like the Animus, because if we do want to put Quick on something, we can. I don't think we want to make anything big. We could just use the Awoken Hollow as a tank, and we have access to heals. So you know what, give me the Hollow. We'll go to the shop, we'll put Quick on the Bounty Stalker. And we're not gonna be able to get any Endless, but that's okay. Ooh, Spike Drivers. Yeah, they're very good because if they die, we can meld them, or rather reform them. So I think honestly, I mean, we could just make them have burnout and then they'll die instantaneously. Yeah, you know what, honestly? That's what we're gonna do. Because now they'll come out, die, and then get reformed immediately. We have a synergy. We have a deck. We have a strategy. Oh my God, we lived with 9 HP. But I'm also like really excited for this because this seems like a very interesting run. And you'll come back too with the Rector Flicker, which is nice. So, Bounty Stalker's gotta go. Rector Flicker needs to go somewhere. I'm honestly gonna put you at the top so that you live as long as possible. Even if it costs us 1 energy, I don't care. We need to kill the spike drivers so that we can get as many of them into the deck as possible, because then they'll get buffed. When you have 4 of them, that's the maximum amount that you can have. If we put one here, it'll immediately die and then come back, which I actually like. We're gonna get so many of these, but it's actually good. It's really good, I think. They're great blockers and they're very good targets for the Reformation. So, this is highly strange, but I definitely think you just Spike Driver and you accept that it's gonna die. And then here, I think you maybe hollow at the back. I can't believe the Bounty Stalker is gonna live on that, which is kind of cool. Don't even play the Dreg. So now, I think we have 2 of them in the deck. Yep. You're dying. You're on Slay, so we're taking a little bit of damage, but that's not bad. The draft can still go out. And it'll die immediately and allow us to do damage. That's no problem. Lady of the House doesn't really need to exist in the deck anymore, unfortunately. Yo, what do the Spike Drivers get when you meld them? +1/+1 and Endless. Probably not good with the burnout, but that is really funny. I mean, we could put Endless on any other unit. We could put it on the Bounty Stalker! Yes, so we need one of these in the deck for that purpose. Yo, that's really funny. This is really funny. Right, that's okay. We have a lot of units that we don't care about, but these freaking Spike Drivers, they're gonna die constantly, always come back, they're gonna get really buffed thanks to the Rector Flicker. They have a lot of health to survive attacks, and if they die, who cares, because they're just coming back anyways. What a strange run. What an incredibly strange run. And yet, what a fantastic run. I'm excited to see where this goes. So how many do we have? I mean, honestly, I think it doesn't matter how many of them we have. We just want to keep making more of them. If we don't meld them, who cares? But I want one to put inside of the Bounty Stalker at least. Which is just gonna go out and then die next turn. One unit's gonna come back. Dude, we have so many units to get rid of in this deck right now, don't we? You might as well play it. Doing 227 damage. This will be 4 Spike Drivers. Ideally, we would like 1 more to die. We did not get another one. But what we can do is just... Oh, we did get another one. That's perfect. Dealing 109. And then 1 is gonna come back immediately on this turn by hitting end, and it's got burnout 4, and it'll kill you. Yeah, we could totally put down like we should put down a draft just to make sure that we get the kill. Even though we're not playing the Bounty Stalker. And then I think honestly we go like floor capacity so we can play more of these units. Burnout 3, burnout 4. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's perfect. That's perfect. Because in theory, after this combat, we'll immediately get the buff to them. Yeah, this is... Yeah, we want Awoken's Rail Spike on this one. I do not care for any of these. Yeah, skip. We don't want them. We don't want them. We want... Maybe we don't even want capacity, because these things are only 1 pip, right? Maybe you go... And they're free to play? Dude, you go card draw. Also, hey, welcome. Give all of my spike drivers plus 20, and now they don't make copies of themselves. So they come out as a 50 damage unit with burnout that dies immediately and then reforms. I like it. We can meld and then dupe the bounty stalkers, and they can be made endless so that they come back every turn. We have enough spike drivers that we can just take one out, give it endless to the, or give it its endless to the bounty stalker. Then it can be replayed every turn with stealth. You know, or we could give the multi-strike to the bounty stalker. But let's think about this for a minute. I mean, we clearly just want card removal, I think. It's really nice that we have a run where card removal just seems like the right option. You know, we don't care about the spells, really. We don't care about a new unit, so let me just take that card removal for free. Plus 10 on Reformation, I like. Makes those spike drivers better, faster. And then for our sacrifice here, let's look at this. The colony gives endless, and the bounty stalker would be able to come back every turn. With stealth 1, it gets 2 attacks before it dies. We'd still have 4 of those remaining. But the draft would give multi-strike and burnout. And with the draft, well, I mean, if it dies in 1 turn, what do I care? Because it'll just be reformed immediately anyways. And if the draft gives it multi-strike, I mean, these bounty stalkers, they're gonna end up doing like 100 damage per hit at the end of the run. So that's gonna be, you know, 100 times 2. Double the damage output, seems good. If they had died thanks to burnout 1, then, you know, those come back. And you know what? It lowers the pips of all of the units, because that large stone draft, he's gonna be kind of hard to play eventually with all of the other units in play. So yeah, let's get him out of here, and then all of a sudden, we've got one great unit. Spell Chain. Magic power and piercing. I mean, honestly, just putting that on a glimmer is nice. There's a lot of spell shield, a lot of armor, a lot of you know, floor wiping that we need to do, and then we could just like spell chain it so we can play it twice. I mean, why not? I know I'm going really heavy into the pack shards, but I kind of don't see the problem with that. And I mean, think again. I think again, you just dupe. We go to 95 pack shards, but we get welcome from the future. I have a bit of a confession to make. I accidentally muted my microphone for the next upcoming combat and for a few seconds from the previous little shop management there. So this is gonna be a little bit of post commentary, unfortunately, but you know, it's better that than, you know, 7 minutes of silence. But just to narrate what's happening, first turn of combat, always we're putting those 1 burnout units on the top floor so that they will get reformed immediately. The Awoken Hollow can just be removed from this deck. There's a lot of things that can be removed from this deck right now. All of the dregs, all of the other units that are not bounty stalkers and spike drivers, Lady of the Reform included. And then again, just any unit that has burnout 1 goes on the top floor, that way it comes back immediately, and you know, bounty stalker and spike driver, they can easily kill these units here on the 2nd floor. You might as well just play him, the bounty stalker, with quick. He's gonna get, because of the burnout 2, he's gonna get 2 attacks in, and then everything else just goes on the top floor to die. So now that'll kill both of those units. Bounty Stalker and Spike Driver will be reformed immediately, and then don't even play the Lady of the House, don't even play the Dregs, just play the Glimmer. Although, yeah, you know, maybe the Spell Chain was not the best idea on the Glimmer, because it costing 2 on the 2nd play is a bit on the expensive side, but really having a sweep spell fill up your deck is not really that bad. So Burnout 1 goes on the top. Make sure that Ember Drain gets destroyed as well. Spike Driver, you know, if we put him on the middle, we can at least get a kill. Crushing Demise is playable, and Crushing Demise, maybe we should even put Holdover on that card, because it's absolutely playable in this deck. We do not really care about killing our own units. We prefer our units to die so that they can come back. We have enough cheap spike drivers that we're playing every turn that that's not a problem at all. Who cares if our units die? So Burnout 2, we prefer that they live for a turn because we have things in the death pile coming back. Well, unfortunately, this one is gonna die. You might as, like, I don't know, I might as well just put out some dregs just so I can do additional damage. It's not really that meaningful, though. Maybe having the dregs in the death pile is going to be interrupting our reformation slightly, but it's not gonna be that bad. Like, I think we're clearly so far ahead of the curve right now that a little bit of extra variability and inconsistency in the reform pile is probably not gonna matter, but I just don't want to draw the dregs again. That's a really bad excuse. Like, who cares if we draw the dregs again, right? We know we're gonna have 2 spike drivers coming back every turn, and now we might not have 2 spike drivers every turn. Now we might have, you know, 1 spike driver and 1 dreg. There's a reason they're called dregs. All right, you are doing 17 damage. I don't think you're gonna live for that long though with the bounty stalkers out here. You're taking 630. A dreg in the front would block a shot. And then I'm willing to bet that if I daze you for a turn, 524, you know what, that's not that bad. And let's just consume the sap. Consume the rail spike so we don't draw it. I mean, we're not gonna shuffle again, but yeah, you're almost dead, and you know, that was a pretty low quality floor, I feel. And you're dead. It's not often that you kill this guy without killing his backline units like this, but we're just able to output so much damage so quickly thanks to all these units that, you know, it wasn't really that much of a problem. 150 gold, easy. Consume cards in hand, add a draft unit to your hand and apply +10 for each card consumed. I don't care about drafts. Subsuming Blade could be pretty good. There's a lot of garbage enemy units that have a lot of spell shield and armor. Draw, heal and draw less. These are not really that important. I mean, spells are very low importance in this run, in this deck. We can totally skip these. Duplication in a caverns on the left, or card removal, artifact, and spells on the right. Dude, card removal. Card removal is the most important thing in this deck. Get the Train Stewards, get the Dregs, get the Lady of the Reformed out. All of these units have to go. And then, oh, okay, yeah, extinguish abilities trigger an additional time. I mean, that'll mean every time a Bounty Stalker dies, they get +16 per death, permanently. The spike drivers, they will not get stronger because they don't duplicate anymore, but magic power, yeah, might as well put it on a glimmer, I suppose. Make a spell cost less. We could put it on the Awoken's Rail Spike to draw an additional card, but we might be able to get better upgrades here in the temple. Intrinsic. Yeah, I mean, if we make the Rail Spike intrinsic, that means that on turn 1 we can draw more through the deck. And then if we give it a -2 upgrade from the temple in the future, we could actually draw additional cards as well. I kind of like this so that we can get to the units faster. Because all of our units cost 0 and 1, so I really like this just to give us 1 intrinsic burst draw. I don't really like anything else here. Sacrifice. Nothing really is worth sacrificing unless we're putting something inside of a colony. Magic power on Subsuming Blade really improves the damage early, but yeah, let's just go. Let's go intrinsic on that Rail Spike. And for unit upgrades, we can make something cheaper. I mean, yeah, we can make Subsuming Blade free with another upgrade on it. Nothing is really worth the double stack. Nothing is really worth the magic power. Yeah, we put it on a glimmer. And yeah, we can just make Subsuming Blade free. Or Wicklash. Yeah, Subsuming Blade. Yeah, it's probably a better choice. Because now we can play it literally every turn and we don't care about the cost. So we have a lot of money. Honestly, I feel like we need to remove even more. Like, the thinner we get this deck, the better it's gonna be. And let's remove the units that have large capacity so that we can play more spike drivers wherever we want them. Sacrifice a unit. I mean, we could put a dreg in a spike driver, but I don't really think it's worth 25 pack shards. Like, I don't care about them having more burnout. I want them to burn out in one turn. That's ideal for me. Non-boss enemy units get +6. Not a problem. Shouldn't be a problem anyways. It turns out I accidentally muted my microphone. Let's resume at the beginning of this battle that we were just at. Non-boss enemy units get +6 attack. I apologize for that. It was just an accident. I must have clicked the wrong button. I should really be paying more closer attention to the various indicators on my screen that tell me whether or not I'm accidentally muting myself. Okay, Bounty Stalker can't kill anything because these units are stealthed. You get put out, Rector Flictor goes, and then I will play the Rail Spike to see what we draw. We only drew a Dreg. We might as well just put it down there to die. But we do get the Bounty Stalker back. Now these marksmen, they're still stealthed for an additional turn. If we play a Bounty Stalker on the top floor next turn, it'll be able to kill them both. You have Burnout 1, you have Burnout 1. You will at least kill the Collector and then also do damage on the next turn. And then I think, because these spike drivers will not live even one hit, you have 31 damage, my god. Well, actually, hold up. Play you here. If we daze you and then play a spike driver, we actually do get at least, you know, some damage done. And then do we play a dreg? No. We really just need to remove these dregs from our deck so we only get spike drivers. And then we remove the restores, and then, you know, from there, the world is our oyster. Okay, 5 damage on a blade. You know, we could kill our own units, like dreg it. Although we can't actually do that because it doesn't do enough damage, so let's just make sure we get at least 1 kill. I need to kill both of you. So we put a spike driver to take the Ember Drain, then you're both dead. And then honestly, why don't I just Glimmer you and then put down a Dreg? 2 units are gonna possibly make it up, but like they're not gonna live on the next floor because of our quick units and spike drivers and additional spike drivers. So like, I'm totally okay with this. Oh look, you're dead. Yeah? If I drip fall the big one in front, that should allow us to live for an extra turn, and then we'll just, you know, give this guy a little bit more damage. Don't play the dregs. Turns out dregs are really not that useful in this deck. Who would have thought that the starting unit is, you know, not good? Okay, a burnout. You know? You might as well kill your own unit because you do want them to come back. You're gonna live forever. Who wants to live forever? We get a drag and a spike driver. Not the best, but, oh, you have sweep, very annoying. Still, I think we're okay here. Subsuming blade one of them, then give me a drip fall to stun you for a turn. You're only taking 106, but that number is gonna improve very quickly. Spike driver, dreg, put out another dreg, now you're taking 427, put out another dreg, now you're taking 420. I guess you're healing a little bit off of the sweep damage. I mean, that makes sense. But for these units that are like living, if I just put down some sap on you, yeah, that's another 100 damage. We get a bounty stalker and a spike driver back, which is awesome. I mean, I think you're just dead because that'll attack twice, that'll attack once. Okay. Very, like, cool, interesting run. And as we upgrade our champion one more time, we're gonna get, what is it, like plus 20 attack per spike driver when it dies. That's enough, you know, that's enough. Damage in days to an already damaged unit. I don't really care, so I'm gonna skip, I think. Damage in a daze to an already damaged unit. Admittedly, this could be good to like stun the divinity on the top floor, because I'm thinking, where are we gonna put our champion on the divinity fight? If we put him in the middle, we can put units in front to tank hits. If we put him at the bottom, we can put units in front to tank hits, but he's gonna take a lot of damage. The top is usually the safest if you can get around the sweep. We can't really get around the sweep, but with stunning, maybe we could. With dazing, maybe we could. We can make this pretty cheap if we upgrade it. So I'm gonna take it. You know, to stun a boss for a couple of turns is nice. Cycle of Life also, if we can make it cheap and hold over, we can play it on our champion every turn. But actually, I think this is gonna be a skip. We don't really care that much about raw HP. We just wanna keep playing our units over and over again. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, we can keep removing cards and then maybe get something at the Concealed Caverns. Oh, you know what? Glimmer could keep our champion alive with Mortal Entrapment and the heals. That might be enough, actually. Yeah, we might be able to sustain our champion now that I think about it. But I still think we probably want to just remove cards. As for upgrades, Bounty Stalkers could use an upgrade. That's it. But like, I'm totally okay with that. Because now the dregs can go. They're good body blockers, like chump blockers, but they're still not good. Another multi-strike on a Bounty Stalker. Never seen anything more worth it than that. A large stone Bounty Stalker, probably a little overkill. I'd rather not have the capacity problems. Let's see what we got here. Trample, Quick, or Fragile and Multi-Strike. Trample or Quick is what we want. I mean, Trample on a heavy-hitting multi-striker like this is awesome. Quick would just apply to the spike drivers, but I don't care if they die. So yeah, let's get Trample. Putting that on a Bounty Stalker is fantastic. They're gonna eventually do like 150 damage times 3. Upgrade a spell to cost -2. Draw X +2 and apply -1. No, I think what we want is maybe a very cheap Mortal Entrapment, maybe a very cheap Umbra Stone. Let's take that Mortal Entrapment, and then I'm also, like, I'm going super heavy here. I wanna go Purge and cost -1 on like a freaking Restore. I want this to be a thin, heavily pack sharded deck, because I think we can totally work it. And heck, we don't have to take any more pack shards. We could just stay at 130 for the rest of the run. Now you do have 6 and 90, but I think you're already dead, actually. You're not dead. You're almost dead. And you're gonna sap me, and I don't really care, and I can daze you anyways. So you've gotta go out, take the Ember Drain, you go out. You gotta go out. And I think we daze you, and then I guess just draw 1 card. You know, it's not great, but that's okay. So this boss, unfortunately, is gonna add a lot of garbage to our deck. There's not much we can do about that. We just have to accept it. Why did you die? You had Burnout 1. Of course you died. Now that I think about it, that makes total sense. Well, in that case, I think we will, I think we'll just do this. And then we have 1 unit in the discard pile. So let's play the Bounty Stalker. You know what? No, let's just play you guys down here. I want to do damage to the boss. We're doing a lot of damage. Not a lot, we're doing some. Spike drivers are free, so we can really easily get rid of the penance. And you're quick and you do 300 damage, so if I do this, you're all dead. There's one bounty stalker, so we want to play the spike driver with burnout 1 next to the champion so it gets reformed immediately. I don't know, daze you for a bit. Don't play the dreg. I think we're gonna go for card draw again, honestly, because the faster we get to the spike drivers, the happier we are. Everything here is dying, beautiful. You might as well play another bounty stalker. Now we're doing 200 damage to the boss. Play another spike driver. Kill you. These restores have to go. Maybe even before the dregs, but the dregs are probably the worst for us because of the fact that they just interrupt the draw that much. 11 damage. For free, it's always worth playing. Spike driver for 1 always gets played up there. Spike driver for 1 always gets played up here. Hey, we're doing damage to the boss. It's not an issue, really, is it? Right, I forgot that Spell Chain is gonna make that Glimmer come back around more. Now, I mean, it's not a good card, let's be honest. I probably made a mistake even having it in the deck at all, but you know, we just have to live with it now. There's no problem killing our own units because it just adds more spike drivers to the draw pile here. 14 damage, no problem. Dump that. You have 2 units coming back and 2 units dying. That's perfect. Really, the only thing to concern ourselves with here is just making sure that we're playing the units appropriately, that we're playing units on the right floor so that they die at the correct turn so that we can have an opportunity to reform them and bring them back. We don't care about any of these. I mean, you just need draw. The faster we can get spike drivers, the better. We will almost certainly just keep removing cards. We could go for upgrades and artifacts, but our units are already upgraded enough. Let's just go for the cash and the dreg removal. We only have 1 dreg left. We've removed a lot of stuff from this deck, haven't we? Units get an extra plus 15 per reform, which I think now means that they are plus 20 reform. Rage 3 when they lose burnout, 7 energy turn 1. Okay, so 7 energy turn 1 means that the Awoken's Rail Spike is gonna draw an infinite number of cheap ass cards, which is awesome. Yeah, okay. We gotta go for that. I mean, units getting an extra upgrade does not mean we can upgrade spike drivers. It only works for the bounty stalkers and they're already good enough. But this means our turn 1 is absolutely incredible. I'm gonna go for another artifact, honestly. Should have maybe taken this. Gain a random unit card with 10, 10, -1, -1. No, I don't wanna reform anything else. Cheaper merchants is fine. Faulty loader is really nice to make the first like wave of combat easily killable. It buys us time it buys us time for our reform units to really start shining. We really should have bought this first, but yeah, let's go faulty loader. Just buys us a little bit of time. Spell shield. Have to admit, I'm not concerned about not being able to play like 1 glimmer. Do. And we know how turn 1 works. Those units die. And then are we ready to draw 9 cards? Actually, I think we just want to consume this. Draw 8? Yeah, that's good enough. Hey, sweet, now we have more spike drivers. So, you go out, you die. You go out, you die. Might as well get a kill on one of those guys. Restore, drag, drip fall. I don't know, keep you dazed for an extra turn. This is an unbelievably fun, weird, awesome, dumb run. but I love it. I enjoy it. I mean, all right, here's the thing. If we place Bounty Stalker and Umbra Stone, everything's dead and you are trampling forever. We play you guys, we get the money, and the Gilded Wing is dead. Oh, you would have died oh, you know what? No, you lost your melee weakness. And we know that we're getting 2 Spike Drivers back because that's the only things that we have in our deck at this point. What's dead? Bounty Stalker. Let's get a second unit. We'll get those out. We can always just dump the regens on our champion, and we definitely should. And I think this means we can definitely go on the top floor on Divinity because we're just dumping the cheap regens up here anyways. Like, we're not doing anything else with our units. You're unfortunately living, so I'm gonna do this, and then let's Daisy for an extra turn, and then let's play this to play it. Okay, Spike Driver's coming back, no problem. You know what, we should have definitely just killed you on the second floor. That's my mistake there. Anyways. Have a piercing spell chain, and then keep buffing you, and then, right, I forgot that the Glimmer was gonna be a little bit expensive. It happens. Honestly, that card needs to be holdover, the one that just kills an enemy unit, because, like, what do we care? What do we care which one of our units is the one that's living or dying, right? $23 damage? I mean, you might as well, you might as well. 2 Spike Drivers. Not what we were looking for, but that's okay. Kill an enemy unit. Spike Driver, daze you. We're not really doing that much damage here, but we're just kind of waiting for Bounty Stalkers, and we did get both of them. We can only play one on the middle floor here, but really I'm not that worried. I can also daze you for like 3 turns. Okay, you're dead. Don't burn out. Can we get Subsuming Blade? Absolutely. Daze you for another turn. Keep stacking up that regen. I mean, 9 regen is enough. Well, you know what? Divinity might do like 15 damage with our pack shards. I don't know how it scales. Deal damage to the front enemy unit, no thank you. Stealth, who cares? Votivary, don't need. Although Endless is a useful thing to have, there's nothing that we would put it on because we have a draft Bounty Stalker right now. Awake, Edge Prior, Invigorating Solution, draw more next turn. Draw is not a problem. We specifically built ourselves around it. Do we want to duplicate? Honestly, we just want more card removal. That's the best thing that we can do for ourselves. It's the only thing that we need to do. Just keep purging these dregs, keep getting rid of these restores that don't do a damn thing. We'll double up on our units again. We have 2 multi-strike on both the Bounty Stalkers. Yeah, we'll just double like a Bounty Stalker just so we have another one. You might as well. Let's take a look at these trinkets though. When a friendly unit dies, apply +10. Okay. So our units are actually just going to be insane, huh? Upgrade a spell with Spell Chain. So we could double the Awoken's Rail Spike. Unfortunately, it won't have the same energy. We'll purge a Restore. We could put a Spike Driver and a Spike Driver, but that's dumb. So instead, we'll just double up on the best Bounty Stalker that we have. We have 285 gold. That's enough for 2 card removal, so we can dump all of the restores, I think. Oh, not quite enough. Well, that's okay. Do we want to spell chain anything? Maybe Mortal Entrapment for the days. Because if we do this, the boss is not gonna hurt us at all, I think. Because the boss is not going to be able to attack if we just keep spell chaining it with the days on the top floor. And we can probably draw it on the cheap with our Awoken's Hollow freaking Rail Spike. So, I mean, this is a good turn. We're just going to start on the Glimmer. Rector? Rector? I barely knew her. No, we actually want a Bounty Stalker here first. And then we will, you have damage shield? You do. Then we'll Rail Spike, because we want to play a unit on the top floor so that we don't get the Ember Drain, and Bounty Stalker is fine for that. Put a Spike Driver down. I can daze you. And that'll cost 1 when it comes back around. There is no problem with that costing 1. Like, that is absolutely not a problem. Oh no, you've sapped me. Whatever am I gonna do? Whatever will I do? Anyway, you're taking 196 damage. We're quick with Trample and Multi-Strike. I actually think nothing is gonna make it up from the bottom floor. Strangely enough, I might want to just Crushing Demise myself, but I think we do lose the Trample effect. I mean, we could test it. This does seem like a pretty good opportunity to test that, doesn't it? Let's see if we get the Trample when it comes back around. In fact, we can probably check now. Yeah, it does not get the Trample. Oh well. No, like really just kind of like, well, oh well, who cares? It's not gonna really matter so much, is it? Bounty Stalker, Bounty Stalker, so we put you out, put you out, put you out. Really, like, this is another one of those runs where it's not really even the Spike Drivers, even though it's really fun to have them around. It's really the Bounty Stalkers again. As usual, they're just like an insanely unbalanced, overpowered unit, and if you get them, you can just, like, win. I think that means you take less damage, but also, like, who cares? It's still just like a really fun way of building too with these Spike Drivers. I mean, they're doing 100 damage each. It's not the most damage ever, but you know, it'll get there, it'll get there. What the heck do you do? I guess you just come out here. Da, da. This is gonna end up being an insanely easy run. I'm very happy. You know, maybe I shouldn't have even taken the, Bounty Stalkers, because if we didn't take the Bounty Stalkers, we could have seen how the Spike Drivers actually work, and it seems like they're working just fine. Sure, it's a weird synergy with them. Sure, it kind of works, especially when you get something like this, but it's still fun and it's weird. And I would have loved to have seen them in action, like properly in action. Deal 32 damage and kill a unit. It's one of those situations where I don't know if I actually want to. But also the boss is 15 days, so I'm pretty sure we don't really have to worry about him. Also, what's really nice is that did not cost us any damage on that turn. So anything I'm playing on the top will give us Ember Drain next turn. At this point, I think you just accept it. Really just need to consume this, let's be honest. Apply Burnout. You're burning out, no you're not. Let's daze you. I enjoy that you still, you know, have your attack even though you're dazed. It makes it a lot of fun for me. There's another Spike Driver. Freaking, like, everything is just dying. I don't know what to do anymore. I mean, what can I say? I mean, you just get, like, we just had an insanely overpowered run. And I love it. I understand how this run is working. It's because, you know, Waxer, Snuffer, Bounty Stalker is an insanely powerful combination, but again, it's either I only have 3 types of monster train runs. It's die on the second fight because I don't have any direct damage spells and I had no good upgrades and no good units show up. I have a very interesting fight against the divinity where I'm struggling, but I managed to make it work. And then I have a fight against the divinity where I have like 800 damage per turn from the first turn of combat. I mean, Bounty Stalker, Spike Driver is basically there already. You need to come out and die. Now we're not Ember Drained. I could just daze you for a turn immediately, so I'm taking no damage. Suppose we'll just, you know, we can just play these both down here. It doesn't matter because of the fact that we're gonna draw 8 cards and they're all gonna be cheap. So why don't you come out and do 600 damage and then get reformed. And then we'll just keep dazing you because that's the only thing that we need to do there. And then I think now we're gonna actually do damage to the boss and we'll get some of these guys out. Beautiful. I mean, our turn 1 is insane, and it's because of the damn firebox. Everything that I've added to this deck, and it's one of those weird runs where this is true, everything that I've added to this deck is like a synergy. Everything that we have done here just makes the run better because of how powerful our construction was. Now you're getting dazed forever. Unfortunately, Mortal Entrapment did not get hit by the rail spike, so it's not cheap, but that's okay. Subsuming Blade, 41 damage. You're probably the most annoying one. You having trample is pretty nice. In fact, that really does help your damage output. Ah, you're dying to that. That makes sense. Well, if I do this, you're dying anyways. We need a tank in front. Okay, that helped a lot. Now that I look at it, yeah, that kind of helped a lot. Anyways, get dazed. You might as well stay alive, I guess, for a turn. We're not going to be, we're not going to be playing the daze on the top floor, but honestly, the boss is already dazed for like 5 turns. 3 more. It's good enough. You're dead. You're dead. I guess we'll just play you both here. The boss is going to take 1,400 damage. Anyways, now you're dazed for 9 turns. Dude, daze and sap, if you can find a way to add those to daze, sap, and stealth, if you can find a way to add those to your run, nothing will survive, nothing will kill you, and you will live forever. I'm calling it here. Why are you dying? Oh, because you're attacking. I should have played a Spike Driver in front. That's my bad. Well, I mean, you know what? We can just stun you for a turn. Now we can keep your burnout alive, kill you, keep you stunned. I took 1 pyre damage. And, I mean, I'm pretty certain... No. Yeah, pretty certain we gotcha. It just took a minute. All right, well, you know, there you go. Just a very casual, every floor of the boss is dazed, dead, you know, with 4 turns remaining. Triple Bounty Stalkers doing 1,000 damage each, 5 of these spider colonies. I mean, this is the perfect clan for the spider colonies, the Melting Remnant. This is exactly how you want to build them. That run was a lot of fun. I like simple runs when I actually feel like I can remove cards. That was pretty good. I guess we've already won with Divinity with those spider tanks. How cool of a run was that? Well, there you go. There's the run. It was very, well, relatively fast for me victory. We didn't use tomb units at all, but Waxer Snuffer combined with improved Firebox is all that you need, because with the benefit of the Rail Spike, we were able to just kind of play 15 or so cards in the first turn of combat with 5 Spike Driver colonies that were all amazing. That was a fun run. What can I say? Definitely it wasn't even a Bounty Stalker carry, because I think we would have won without them. They just helped a lot, because if we didn't have the Bounty Stalkers, I would have just buffed other units. Well, I would have probably just doubled up on more Spike Drivers and kept duplicating them and melding units inside of them, honestly. But hey, for those of you on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live, or at the links in the video description below, and I hope to see you here again for the next run of Monster Train.